All right, guys, it is February 2023, and we're gonna do some scouting. Today's a beautiful day. We're out here on public land. Um, Today's a beautiful day to get out and check for sign and stuff that was laid down this last fall. Like we talked about before, this is by far the best time to do it. So that's what we're gonna do. Got this big field right here. I'm gonna go ahead and walk around this whole edge, the perimeter, way back. Walk around that whole edge and just look around for sign and stuff, because it's nasty thick down in there. I went back this way and hunted it last year. This is definitely an overlooked spot. It's so thick down there. I think that a lot of people don't like pushing into it. About that way, half a mile or so is where I arrowed that stud within the first week of bow season. I think it was October 8th or something like that. So he might be using this area because I don't think it's pressured too much. So I'll keep in touch with you with the sign we find and what we're looking for. We're looking for rubs, scrapes. We're looking for, the areas they're in. Open area is going to tell me it's probably at night. Thick spots, it's going to give me a better hopes to set up on that spot. Like, here's a trail here. This is a good chance that somebody probably uses it to walk. We'll go ahead and walk on that. You can see this is just nasty thick. We'll look around, like right here. That's either a trail or somebody cut that. They can get back in there. So we're kind of avoiding that. We're also looking for, with no food plots and stuff really in the area, we're going to be looking for natural browse and all that. Actually, here's a spot I might try dipping into right here. But looking for natural browse, any of the limbs that are nipped off, that are head high. Anywhere, oak trees, scratch marks on the ground, thick cover, rubs, stuff like that. Just simple it down. Try to think common sense wise, safety, food, and obviously, that time of the year, what else they like to do. So we're on this little rise. I'm able to see the island I was on right now. I'll go ahead and show. So right over here, that's that island I was on. Probably sitting somewhere in there. Ooh, that zoom's not good. My finger's in the way. It's probably sitting somewhere right here, and that deer, he came from over here. So I originally was sitting way off this way when I first sat on the public, seen those does, worked my way, and then eventually that sign led me to that island. And when I sat there the first time, that's when I seen him come through here. And it told me he's using that spot for the oaks and stuff on there, just getting ready and getting the nutrients and stuff he needs at that time, and he's soaking it all up. There's all sorts of different oaks on that island, so I'm pretty positive it's going to be producing every single year. But anyways, I'm going to try and see if I can figure out where he beds. I'm kind of thinking that he beds in this swamp right here, the cattails out here somewhere. There's a couple lone trees and bushes and all that I did see does come from, or he might be bedding somewhere right here in this thicket. And I don't know if you can tell, there's a car coming, right? Oh, it went too fast, can't see it. I can see the road in between those trees. So pay attention to the overlooked spots. It's thick, so I'm sure a lot of guys aren't going to want to get in here. And I mean, obviously I got in here and I failed, so there's going to be a lot of times you fail, but you know what? That's what makes success that much sweeter. So we'll go ahead and get in there and we'll see what we find, and we'll show you what we're looking for, and well, we already told you what we're looking for. We'll show you what we find and go from there. All right, we haven't even made it that far in here. Another thing I like to do is I like to pause and just kind of look ahead and all that. And sure enough, there's the hill we were just on, about 50 yards away, and right here's a nice rub. It's raked up pretty good. There's some poop here as well. This has been raked up pretty good. Yeah, you can see the tine marks coming all the way up to here. Actually, it wraps around and it comes up even up to this backside right there. Holy cow. That's definitely up to my chest, those tine marks are. See if maybe we can find like a bed or something like that somewhere in this area. Thought I seen a couple right in here. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this tree would be a good bedding spot. Just looking to see if there's any rubs on anything, because you know a lot of times they're in their beds, they'll nick stuff around any of these trees hanging down low, or see they probably like to bed right up next to stuff like this. That's kind of what you look for, or brush piles. Like here's a nice trail right here. It's kind of flattened out. That might be a bed, and there's a trail that goes into the thick cover. It can get out this way. It can go out this way, obviously. That island's just over there that I was on, so I'm gonna keep working that way, but that's pretty encouraging to only be a couple feet in here and see that rub. I'll definitely come back though. I'll keep pushing through and then I'll come back. I mark this down and then I'll look around for more sign in this area, especially if I don't see anything. We'll kind of backtrack, but I kind of want to walk these edges because there's water in here and you can see these bushes out in here. Not bushes, but I can't think of the name. Just little thick patches of trees. They like to bed up next to that stuff, and they love to have water. Absolutely love to have water. The water, it's I don't even know how to explain it other than, you know, if a deer beds up next to water, there's nothing that's getting to it from behind without them knowing from a long ways away. Just keep that in mind. And they like to use that as their back cover in a way. But we're gonna keep walking. That would be a good tree right there. I marked that one down too as well. So we're gonna keep walking this edge, see what we see. So I'm on this trail, still on the edge, seeing lots of good sign. Lots of deer poop. This is a really good trail. I'm not far from that rub, probably 80 yards or so. You know, I just said something about the water being a backing stop too. You know, these deer, they'll use the roads too. They'll go to the spots the parking lot's not at, but they can sit there and easily watch it or see where a deer approaches or somebody approaches, and then they'll booger out. But they'll use these roads because they know, you know, they know where that car parks. They know where that they can hear where that door shuts. They can pinpoint exactly where that's at if they're in range. Really liking the spot. It's got so much diversity and lots of rundown spots from trails right here. It's really hard to, I can't tell you if I'm on the same one or a different one. But we're gonna keep going up. That island's over there. Eventually I want to come around like that because it thins down. The road's like right over here, but it thins down. I want to see if there's sign throughout here. Because maybe, you know, I could have a couple different spots to hunt this for next year. Haven't seen very many oaks other than that one that I said I pinpointed as a tree, but keep looking around. There's more deer poop right around here. All right, go back here. Here's more sign. You know, this is all nipped off right here. This is freshly nipped. And then here's a rub not too far. Right up here, it's low to the ground. This rub was definitely made. I can see it from far back. This rub was definitely made over this last season. Clear as day. It's nothing crazy, but we're definitely in. Here's old rub. We're definitely in the area, you know, where the bucks like to be at. Just kind of looking ahead. When I see one, I like to look ahead and see if there's any more. But lots of good trees, lots of oak trees around here. There's one right here. There's a couple white oaks right in there, just young ones. If I'm not mistaken, that's a red oak. Let's keep going, see what we see. Alright, so I made it. There's the island right there. I was up on top of that hill way over there. So I made it over here. I've been in this. I know that there's even a scrape up this way. There's a couple rubs. There's even the one right there actually. There's a couple rubs through here, and then there's a couple over there. But I want to check these right here because, you know, something's telling me I could see in this area when I was up in the tree over here. I could see that birdhouse and all the way to the ground, and I never seen anything cross that way. But I did see the does come through here. I seen movement, and then I seen them pop right out to get onto that island, and then they came back this way. So that kind of tells me I didn't see that buck until he was on the island 60 yards behind me. So that kind of tells me, you know, maybe he came from one of these bushes, the tree out here, something. Because where I first sat is just over that way, about 300 yards. That's where that first video, I think it's the second video, I seen a couple does. And I have those rubs. Well, the very next sit, I came down and I kind of scouted that out that morning, and I seen all that sign coming to this island. So that's kind of what brought me to this spot. I like to work my way in. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you got to be aggressive, but if you don't know the areas, you got to work your way in. You got to study it. You got to try and figure it out. Yeah, see, this is up a little higher than anywhere else we just walked at. So this is good prime bedding area. Well, it's kind of flattened out right over here, actually. Yeah, right here. This is nice and flattened out. Looks like there might be a couple, like one here, one there. I think there's one there. So this might be, maybe, who knows, maybe even that group of does I seen. I'm not seeing any sign either. You know, once I started paying attention as well to those beds and trying, there's good sign there, some poop. I tried to pay attention to those beds and look for tick marks and stuff from antler tines. I've noticed that. I mean, I can't tell you that every deer bed I seen even without them's a buck bed, but just about every bed that seems to be a buck bed always has those marks. This is all beaten down. This is beaten down over here. Yeah, this is absolutely 110% bedding in here. And you know what? All this stuff around, it's got oaks all over it. And you can see the mature trees. There's a big oak there, a bunch there. There's one there, it's still got its leaves on it. And then that one, it seems to have a lot. There's one with a kind of a lonely island. So they're bedding out here in the swamp on this high stuff. Where any of this at, they're bedding on this high stuff, and then they're going out and they're kind of working their way. Once they eat the acorns there, they're going to the next spot, next spot, next spot. And it just so happens that they have enough to hang out here. I was seeing deer all the way at the end of October. So they got a lot of acorns in here to eat. Plus, like I said, the variety, there's going to probably be oaks dropping in here every year. They're acorns anyways. Yeah, there's trails all over in here. And there's water too. You know, based off the wind, they can set up right here on this side if the wind's coming, you know, right at their face. Well, no, that the wind's coming at their back. They can sit right here watching that way, and you hear this. They can hear anything, water behind them, hear anything coming from back there. There's the water. Plus, you know, if you're a buck and you got the right wind at your back and you're bedding right here, you can see anybody coming from the hill over here. Anybody. All the way across. Maybe not out here, but by that point, if they're going to come to you, they got to get through the water. They got to get through this stuff. This type of stuff is prime buck habitat, especially bedding. So we're going to keep looking around. Hopefully we can find try to actually pinpoint a buck bed in here. Maybe even that one. That'd be great. Keep hunting them. All right, guys. So I went all the way around. I just did circles around all the little trees out there, and I found lots of beds, but no sign of no bucks. So here's the island I was on. I am gonna go in there in a minute, but I kind of circled back, and I'm probably no more than 60 yards from that rub we seen before we started coming around here. And here's a rub right here. Here's more, and I'm almost willing to bet this is same height, same tine. You know, you got tine nick marks throughout here. That's just absolutely tore up. I even look at this. That was split by whatever did that. It absolutely tore this up. Broke this all up, shaved that all the way down. This is definitely it right here, I think, where I seen. Let's see where that tree's at. Oh, here's some rubs right there too. Here's where the rubs are at. You know what, that tree, yeah, there's the tree right there. There's the tree I said that I'd sit in, right there. So that one laying down is right in here. We'll keep looking right here for a second, but I'm guessing that they come along right here, just like that, or going back this way, because there's rubs. It's on this side as well. I mean, let's go over there again real quick. Let's just confirm that. Don't kind of want to go up in here, but let's not get off track. I'm still on that same trail as well. Like you can see it right here, it goes onto a main trail. The rubs are right in there. I'm still on that main trail. And right around the corner, there's that fallen tree right there. So that rub's right here. See, I'm trying to connect the dots here, because I seen him. There's the island right here. I seen him come. He was on that nose right there going to me. So he could have came from there, could have came from here, but here's what the sign's telling me. Sign's telling me he's coming from somewhere right in here. There's beds right here. There's rubs just right by the beds. They don't always have to be in the bed. And then you've got the trail. Let's go back, just kind of show you what I'm talking about. All I want to do is I just want to try and help. You know, I'm not no professional hunter. I've got one deer that's at 126. That's it. One deer. Here's the rub right here. And that's hit pretty hard. Like I said, the tine marks come up to here, and you can see right there I'm about level with my chest. So it's just under chest height. But if that's the same deer, which I think it is, because it's on this trail, it ain't going this way, it ain't going that way, probably not going to the open field unless it's night. But there's a trail. It goes, what do you know, it's along this transition, and it gets more 12 yards from it. You can see it even in this grass, and this grass is pretty tough to see. There's a little bit of snow, and it's going to show it a lot better. See, I'm going to stay on this trail. Other than, you know, it cuts off right here. This is where I was at. Right here it cuts off. You can see it. It almost kind of comes in two. But you know what? Even if you kept going that way, it cuts off over there. So it goes around this. See? Here's the trail right here too. It goes right back to this edge. So we're on this edge. That's probably less than 60, 70 yards. And here's those rubs. absolutely tore up. You know what? Here's a rub going in here, and here's a nice little opening right here. Check this out. That's old, but that's rubbed. I didn't even see this. This is a nice little opening in here. This is all broken up. This is broken up. All this stuff that's head height is bitten off. This could be a bed right here. This would make a lot of sense actually, because if you come out of it and it's got an exit right here. I'm sure this grew in over time, but you can exit right here, and then it's got it right here. Like I said, these rubs are leading into it too. There's that, and then there's this one right here, and it goes right into here, plus that old rub. So this could be a bed, and that could be a bed over here. You walk around right here, I'm gonna go through this spot. I'm gonna eventually go to where that deer was standing. There's some old rubs right here as well. Actually, you know what? Here's a nice trail not right off from it. This is probably what he was on. I can already see some old historical rubs. I really like to pay attention to those as well. Here's an exit route. This is the island right here. Here's an old rub right here. There's lots throughout here. So I haven't cut anything. I didn't edit anything or nothing like that. I'll even pull up the other video too, because here's that fallen down tree. And he was standing. I can already see the tree I was in. He was standing. He was either standing right here. I think he was standing right here, if I'm not mistaken. And if you zoom in, that's the tree I was in right there. It's got that arm going off to the left, right above that knot. I'm gonna go walk up to it too. We're gonna go right to where I shot that deer, because he came just like this. And then I think, obviously because of this brush here, he came this way, and then he started angling in. I can't remember if he walked over that or if he walked over this. I think he was stepping over this, if I'm not mistaken. Or you know what, he was stepping over this. And I shot somewhere right in here. I was in that tree, right there. And I shot. And my arrow was just under that log right there when I pulled it out. It's easily proven with the video too of the hunt, because he came off over in here, and then he walked off that way, and then all that sign is over there. That's what led me to this island. So I got sign here, and I've got sign here. Pretty sure we just confirmed a couple beds over there. And I think when I went searching for him to see the blood, if there was blood, there's rubs all over right here. So again, it was just hard for me to decipher, where is he coming from? Is he coming from here? Is he coming from there? Is he coming from there? Because I spotted him right here. Shoot, I didn't even know if he was coming from over there. All I knew is I sat in that tree, my wind was blowing that way, and he was right on the edge of it right here, and he was coming this way, obviously into the wind, or kind of side facing away. So that was kind of the insight on that. Give you a little bit more of an idea of what I did and now what I'm doing. Obviously now we didn't get the deer, so I barely even think we did anything to deer other than give him a nice shave. So that's what we're out here doing now. We're trying to just get back on him. We're trying to figure him out. Maybe he'll be back in this area. Because like I said, you can see there's oaks absolutely everywhere in here. Different variety of oaks too. the amount of sign that was in here, just all this ground being scraped up, I've never seen anything like it. I almost thought it was turkeys, but then I seen the tracks in here and I thought, man, that's the only time I seen a track like that was that deer I shot up north. And you see there's old rubs all over in here. We come up this way too. This is old and scratched up from the past. This is all old with historical rub. Kind of basically all along this edge, if you walked on it, there's rubs on like 90% of the trees. I'm gonna kind of go this way because I think I'm gonna come around, kind of scout my way out too. Anyways, there's that island, or not the island, but there's that hill. I think somewhere right in there, that's where I was sitting, and those does came down and they went down that nose. Actually, no, I was right on the edge of that, and they came down into that cove right over here into the swamp. That's where I got that video. Is I think the first time I seen deer out here. But that sign, there's rubs all over there coming off that nose, and it's coming right through here. I mean, here's some rubs right here as well. You can see. There's one. There's another one. That was made probably earlier in the year, last year. There's another one that was even broken off. A couple of them were broken off. Actually, there's just about every tree right here is rubbed up and snapped up. Wow, I didn't even notice that. It's amazing what happens when you get on the other side of something. It looks like a blank tree, but then you go on the other side and it's all scraped up. Anyways, the sign goes from here and it comes on to here, and it was just tore up in here on this island. And you just seen where we came from. Pretty confident that's one of the beds, at least. You know, that day I seen him, it was a southwest wind, so I'm assuming, you know, southwest wind, something like that. A southerly wind, westerly wind. Maybe it has to be a southwest wind. I'm not sure, but those type of winds in a good weather day, that's when you need to be sitting in here, preferably early in the year too, when the acorns are popping, because they're coming in here every single night. He came in almost 30-40 minutes before dark. So they're probably not seeing that much activity in here, at least human activity. But we're gonna start heading back and scout our way back, and I think that's gonna be the end of this video. So I guess out of this, if you have encounter with a deer that you wanted and it didn't happen, there's some droppings right here. This is a big oak tree. You have an encounter that didn't happen, go back to the following, right after hunting season, go in there. And a day like today, a little bit of snow, majority, 90% of it's gone. And look for the sign. Go back to the scene of the crime. Go back where you seen him, the general area you thought he was coming from, and try to find that sign. Go back and look at it. He came this way after I shot him. So I wanted to go and check this out and come this way, and eventually I came to some sign. Never seen him again. Didn't even see a deer. Actually, I ran into more hunter sign once I got over this hill, but I sat there, didn't see him or anything like that. But even then, I still went where I thought he was going to. So go back and check everything out. Go back to past mistakes, past encounters, especially if the deer's still on the hoof, or you just want to learn. You don't even have to kill that deer the next year ever. You just can go back and learn. I learned everything I learned from that deer I shot up north. I had 2.5 years to hunt him, and God gave me that opportunity too, I must say. He allowed that deer in. He's kind of given me another chance with having a blessed life. But besides that, go back, look at stuff like that. There's more rubs all over in here. It's crazy. There's a camera actually right there. You can see this. Some of these guys, they're getting close, but they're just not getting into it. They're not pushing more. They're getting comfortable where they're at, and they might see a deer once every 5 years if they want, but then that's it. They stay there. So go back and learn. That's one of the best things you can do when you're scouting. Go back and learn from the season before. But sorry, it's been a while. We didn't get the ice that we thought we were gonna get, so we couldn't get out and do some ice fishing. And things have just been kind of busy. Health has been kind of having issues and stuff, and trying to get that taken care of. Got into U of M, so that's been working and helping out. But we'll hopefully get some more videos out. I'm gonna do a review on the recurve bow I got. Something we've always wanted to get into and do. My dad and grandpa, they were able to make it happen with the recurve bow, and I thought that was just out of this world to me. So we're gonna do a review on that, and hopefully, you know, this fall we can get a deer down with that, or maybe even a turkey or something. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll see you guys next time. I hope you learned something. I hope if you guys have anything, I should probably stop what I'm doing. Hope if you guys have anything that might help me, you know, that's the goal. This is kind of a partnership in a way. You know, we want everybody to be successful. This is a family. We want everyone to grow and have fun in the deer woods and get more people out here. So especially the young ones. If you guys can give me tips, please do. I'm open to tips. I'm open to correction. I'm open to anything like that. But again, hope to see you guys next time. God bless.